congratulations, Pat. What does that mean to you?
That's huge. I think that's the pinnacle of international cricket, winning a one-day World Cup, especially over here in India in front of a crowd like this. Phones off, please, Cole. First press conference. Can we get rid of that bloke? Yeah, that's huge. It's been a big year for everyone, but our cricket team's been to here in India, Ashes, World Test Championship, and to top it off with this is just huge, and these are the moments that you'll remember for the rest of your life.
So why is it the pinnacle?
It's just every international team comes together. You only get a shot at it every 4 years. Even if you have a 10-year career, you might only get 2 chances at it. And it's just the whole cricket world stops for this World Cup, so it doesn't get any better.
Yeah, much better. But you always spoke about the 2015 World Cup being like a highlight of your career. But to win a World Cup in India, this stadium with so many people, and the silence you spoke about as well, like, can you just take us through that journey today, like from getting to the ground to now?
Yeah, I mean, I always like to say I'm pretty relaxed, but I was a little bit nervous this morning. Just pacing around, waiting for it to kind of get started. Just seeing the sea of blue in the hotel, getting nearer the ground and just seeing the sea of blue making its way to the ground, all the cars parked with their selfie cameras out. You knew you were walking into something pretty special, and then to walk out, for the toss and just see 130,000 blue Indian shirts, it's an experience you'll never forget. So awesome day, and the good thing was they weren't too noisy for most of it.
Pat, a couple of things. Now that it's run and won, what did you really think of the pitch? And B, what was behind the decision to bowl first, given how well it worked out?
The pitch played pretty well, actually. It was quite slow and basically, no bounce. But I don't think the bounce was anything different to anywhere else in the tournament. Probably didn't spin as much as I thought it was. Yesterday it looked really dry, but it was quite firm today. So, the wicket was fine, really. And then, the toss, we were kind of umming and ahhing right up until the toss, really. But I thought, half a chance of the wicket getting better tonight. In a World Cup game, you can make a mistake bowling and it doesn't really matter too much, but if you make a mistake batting and you're under pressure, it can be fatal. So it just felt like it was the right time to go out and have a bowl.
And just given how big a year it's been for you on so many fronts, how are you feeling, just I suppose emotionally, given the spectrum of emotions you felt this year?
Yeah, at this moment, just incredibly proud, really, of the year we've had. I've obviously had a really big year. I know my family at home is watching. Just got a message from Dad saying, he's had a lot of 4 a.m. wake up, or not going to bed till 4 a.m. So he's as pumped as anything. You sacrifice a lot to play for Australia, and everyone in the team has, and we've spent a lot of this year away. But to be, we do it for these moments. And my wife and 2-year-olds probably asleep, hopefully asleep. But they're all pumped. They do the journey with us. So everyone's got their own story, but there's a lot of proud people out there in our team.
But as a leader, we saw very good leadership from you. We saw especially going back to Afghanistan when you made a good supporting role with Maxwell. How do you feel about your leadership throughout the tournament, and how do you rate Travis Head innings today?
Trav Head was phenomenal. I think I said it on stage. I think a lot of credit should also go to Andrew McDonald and George Bailey, the selectors, to take a punt. He had a broken finger or broken hand for the half of the tournament, but to keep him in the squad was a huge risk. And the medical team were fantastic, obviously, to get him into a place where he could perform. So that was a big risk. I think we could have been made to look really silly if that didn't pay off, but you got to take those risks to win a tournament. And Trav, the player, we've seen in Test cricket, he epitomised everything I want out of a cricket team. He takes the game on, he plays with a smile, he just puts the pressure right back onto the opposition, and he's just great fun to be around. So I couldn't be happier for Trav. Yeah.
Pat, as Australians, you give a lot of emphasis to Test cricket and also Ashes. As a captain, you have won the World Test Championship. As a captain, you have won this World Cup. Which is the best moment, or it will come when you beat England in Ashes?
England Ashes. This is, no doubt, a World Test Championship was huge. Like, again, another 2-year campaign. But, yeah, an ODI World Cup, it's just the rich history, I think. And to come over to a place like India, where the conditions are so different to back home, it's pretty grueling. 11 games in whatever it was, 5-6 weeks. But yeah, the way the group stuck together and got through it, and holding the medal that's the pinnacle.
Pat, you touched on Trav there. Can you just kind of take us inside the humming and ahhing about whether you would pick him, or did you ever think you might leave him out? And on a similar front with Marnus, you guys left him out of an 18-man squad or whatever it was a few months ago. Can you kind of take us inside that too?
Yeah, probably start with the Marnus one. We wanted to be pretty brave this World Cup. We didn't want to kind of limp into the semi-finals. We wanted to be the team that could score 400. And you saw that the way we kind of shaped up with Trav, Warner, and then and having Marshy at number 3. We wanted to be really aggressive. And then, a couple of our all-rounders are obviously aggressive to finish off the innings. So we would rather fail that way. But then, Marnus just showed his class. And in South Africa, you had to pick him. He was fantastic, and he was playing a different style to probably what he did for the first start of his ODI career, and it was paying off. And we know he's a gun. So, you had to try and find room for him. And then, the Trav Head one was, we thought his World Cup was straight over. It wasn't until I think it was about the next night afterwards where Ronnie came up to me. He's like, "I haven't slept all last night. I think we're going to keep him. We're going to take the risk. It might be right for the Netherlands. And then if we're going to make the finals and we want to win the World Cup, I think he needs to be there for the finals." So, it was his idea, and again, great work by the medical team, and it means you probably don't have the second spinner in your squad, which is a risk, but obviously paid off.
Just on today's game, when you got Virat out, is that about as sweet a moment as you've had on a cricket field?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. We did take a second in the huddle just to acknowledge the silence that was going around the crowd. It just felt like it was one of those days where it was all made for him to score another 100 like he normally does, and that was satisfying.
Pat, you'll remember you went to see Bruce Springsteen, I think, during the Ashes, right at the start of the summer, to prepare for one of the days of the Ashes. What was last night's preparation?
Boss wasn't playing at Ahmedabad last night. What did we do last night? Very chilled. We had a team meeting. And then, a few of the boys sat around, had dinner, and then played about half an hour of Call of Duty. That's about my limit. And then I hop off and let the real boys go and get a few wins.
Pat, as a World Cup winning captain, what will be your suggestion to the men who matter about the format, about this format, the ODI format, the future of ODI format?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I must say, maybe because we won, but I did fall in love with ODI again this World Cup. I think the scenario where every game really matters. It does mean a bit different to just a bilateral. So, I don't know. The World Cup's got such a rich history. I'm sure it's going to be around for a long time. And there's so many wonderful games, so many wonderful stories within this last couple of